The world is changing. It's in the water, the earth, the air, and the vibrational ascension of this whole universe. You've been living a 3D experience. The material world you interact with every day is the third dimension, the physical dimension. Seeing spreadsheets is believing. Science is the only real truth when operating at this level of awareness. But many people still pray to a god because they've been told there's a higher power somewhere in the fourth dimension, and worshiping that entity gets you from 3D to 4D after you die. Dimensions, in metaphysical terms, are arenas in space and time. Dimensions are overlaid on top of each other and within each other. They are invisible to the human eye, and there is no physical space between the dimensions. We are forever in a 360-degree hologram projection. It's an energetic sphere. The 3D world is the physical world, and the 5D world is the non-physical spiritual world that is overlaid onto and within our 3D experience. There's also a fourth dimension, and I'll loop back around to that shortly. Dimensions, once again, are arenas in space and time. Dimensional consciousness is your level of awareness in these dimensions. 5D consciousness is experiencing and maintaining the vibrational frequency of oneness. Things get very real very quickly. In the third dimension, we see a delay in our manifestations, mainly due to unhealed trauma and suppression. But in 5D, there are no limitations. You can just do this if you want to. 5D consciousness is spiritual sovereignty. You are God of your life, because 5D consciousness is the divine all. The divine all is God. And God is everything, including you, your dog, the plants, and the ants. Experiencing your gnosis doesn't elevate you above other humans or spirits, because arriving at the realization of your own gnosis means that you've arrived at the realization of everyone else's gnosis also. You treat every person and everything with the same reverence and respect that you show yourself. This also gives you a peaceful confidence in every situation you choose. No one has power over you. No one is better than you. Maybe you have a domineering boss with a 5D perspective. That asshole doesn't give you anxiety because you know deep in your soul that you are in charge of you. You're just indulging a person carrying the title of boss for a while and getting paid to do it. You can make new arrangements like this every day. When you don't want the job anymore, you'll leave. That's just a general attitude you have when you're aware of oneness. Now, going back to the fourth dimension, 4D is a spiritual bridge to 5D. The fourth dimension is the arena where we practice most of our spiritual work on our journey to oneness. With 5D consciousness being oneness, wholeness, all of God, the fourth dimension is where the fragments of wholeness, the fragments of God, the fragments of you reside. The Godheads of every religion, which are only thought forms that became powerful egregores due to billions of people feeding them with worship, they live in the fourth dimension. So do angels and demons. So do your chakra centers. The chakra centers you meditate on are only shadow projections of the divine all. In a way, the fourth dimension operates as the fifth dimension's ego. It gives us tangible imagery, words, and practices designed as points of focus to assist us on our ascension journey. Religion is a language. Religion is a road. Meditation is a road. Ritual is a road. Nothing more. But for thousands of years, the collective consciousness has been vibrating in 3D, so most people think that 4D is as high as you can go, which creates religious polarity. The good light, evil dark dichotomy spawned from the 4D space. Yes, there is good and there is evil in many forms, but the 4D projection of good and evil is incomplete. Going back to my last video, we are possessed by spirits. You need a threefold differentiation when discerning the essential nature of spirits. Discernment can be challenging at the start of your spiritual journey because you're sensing a lot of spirits that are new to you and you're unlearning a lot of what you once once knew. It's very easy to find Shiva, the fake Jesus, or a really loud and bright angel of light and confuse them with source energy. These godheads and other elementals can be wonderful guides. You can channel them for healing, eloquence, strength, life force, intuition, and yes, they will help you if you know how to communicate with them, but they don't respond to worship. No deity wants to have a parent-child relationship with you. Worship feeds these egregores and keeps them alive, but that's all you're doing when you're kissing Jesus' ass and begging and pleading with him to fix all your problems. What if a random human just walked up to you and said, "Your eyes are so beautiful. Your hair is a luscious crown. Your very presence sends shivers down my spine because you, and you alone, are the only divine source in this world. Please, please, please date me." Everyone's different, but your reaction would probably be, "Wow, thanks for that boost. Bye." And that is how every godhead responds to your worship. Any spirit, organization, or entity of any kind that demands worship is a false light teaching. Any spiritual teaching that directs you to give up your free will is also from the false light. Awareness of your free will allows you to function in the 4D with a lot more power, because now when you're talking to angels, it is God talking to angels, and you communicate with a natural sense of reverence, not deference. The closer you are to source, the stronger your power becomes in all dimensions. 5D consciousness is the heavenly realm, and the great work is manifesting heaven on earth. But that takes practice. You need to be in control of your thoughts and have authority over your mind in order to be a spiritually sovereign individual. As your mind gets stronger and you build neuroplasticity within the 4D space through meditation, ritual, and practice, you quickly start feeling more whole and you begin sensing that closeness to divinity. Positive habits follow, and they are seemingly automatic. Meditation and ritual was designed to restructure and strengthen your etheric body. When you rewire your system, the subconscious habits change. You start doing more of what puts you in alignment with that higher rate of vibration. Then one day, you're in a really deep meditation, something clicks, fireworks go off, your mind fully opens, and you suddenly understand. And then that changes everything, because now you know beyond a shadow of a doubt why you've been meditating. It works. That first conscious experience you have in 5D is like striking gold. You see it, you know there's more down there, and it's motivation to keep digging. And you do because you want that gold. The ascension process is a beautiful experience. It also comes with new challenges, new levels, new devils, but you begin to see challenges for what they really are. Experiences that your higher self chose because there is something to be learned in that area. Your 5D self chose a 3D experience because you wanted to feel what Earth was like. You wanted to fall in love and get your heart broken. You wanted to start a business to have it come crashing down during COVID. You wanted to feel beads of sweat rolling down your forehead while running up a mountain. So you came here, but you were born with a veil of forgetfulness in order to focus on the things your higher self wanted you to experience in the 3D arena. You are here to experience 3D, learn to live with infinite love and gratitude, remember who you are, and then go create whatever you want. Manifest heaven on earth. If you're on the 5D ascension journey right now, first off, that is wonderful and congratulations. And your soul is on the perfect path for your individual experience. Here's a few things that tend to happen while going through this process. Your manifestations speed up. You think of something and then you'll see it a couple hours later. You're finding yourself in the right place at the right time a lot more. There's never parking in mid-city. Bam, there is for you. It's very natural to want to be outside more. You start connecting with nature in a much deeper and more meaningful way. Trees are moving different. You're seeing new details and patterns. A ray of light coming through the trees causes you to burst into tears of joy. Your empathy deepens. Reading people becomes easier, and you begin seeing emotional truths under the linear rhetoric that is so commonly used to mask what's really happening. You may even start predicting what people say before they say it. You're feeling that oneness, and it's heightening your intuition. Chances are that most people around you aren't feeling that same level of oneness that you're projecting, and they probably won't even know how to quantify the vibe you're giving off, but they know they like you for some reason. Your magnetism is increasing. Light polarizes, and your new vibration is giving off more light. So you may find that people are forming stronger opinions about you. You're going to be loved by some, and you're going to be hated by others. You will draw new people in, while friends you knew since childhood may no longer want anything to do with you. This transition has challenges, but rest assured they are just growing pains. You want to shine your light. You want to polarize. Being you is waving a flag and saying, "This is me, universe. I consent to finding my people." Your best human interactions come from a place of wholeness. The cells in your energy body are literally changing as your consciousness expands. It's like getting an upgrade to your whole operating system. These effects may not be physically noticeable at first, but you feel them and people start viewing you in a different way. Synchronicities tend to happen on a more frequent basis while you're ascending to 5D. They're little reminders from the universe that you're on the right path. Trust yourself. When I was going through this process, I didn't realize what was actually happening. My mind was getting flooded. I questioned my sanity several times, very serious. My mind was downloading a lot of new information, and I didn't know how to discern it. And so I thought I was turning to a conspiracy theorist. I received detailed insight. I felt very strongly that I was being lied to. I had next to no 3D evidence for this. This person denied all of it, told me I was crazy, and we never saw each other again. For 3 months, I thought that I was in fact crazy. Little after 3 months, I come to find that I was 95% accurate down to almost every detail I sensed. So know yourself, trust yourself. Although that was a challenging year, it ended up being the catalyst that transitioned me out of 3D and into the 5D. There is light and there is false light. Sometimes you need to experience both to know beyond a shadow of a doubt which is which. And for that, I send infinite love and gratitude to those silly, silly spirits. I hope this has given you a better understanding of the dimensions and the heavenly state of 5D consciousness. I'm always looking to improve my work and communicate in a way that resonates strongly. This is a very open platform, and I love when people exercise their free will by dropping honest comments, whatever they may be. Thank you for watching. That is all.